Though only half-bodied, she was a complete woman. Every time she got close to a different man to merge, a dwarf would scurry out of her bag to steal money. This drunkard, however, was even more bizarre. He just needed to lie on the table and open his mouth wide, and red wine would pour endlessly down his throat, leaving him drunk and satisfied. The man beside him seemed to be eating, but the food he had just swallowed actually rolled out of his eye sockets. In the next moment, a woman in a red dress sat across from him. She looked stunning and elegant on the surface, but was actually two-faced and scheming. She had been secretly observing, on the lookout for wealthy men to cling to. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept a man into the tavern. He was a newcomer, utterly unaware of the bizarre scenes inside. It wasn't until he pulled out a cigarette that a hand reached out from under the table and lit it for him voluntarily. Curious, he lifted the tablecloth. It was the tavern's waiter. The waiter handed him a menu to order, but after flipping through it repeatedly, the man only chose the cheapest dish. Upon learning he was penniless, the waiter turned around and disappeared without a trace. In the corner, a couple was arguing. The woman kept chiding the man relentlessly, while he just hung his head and stirred the coffee in his cup. Finally, the man's indifference completely enraged her. She slapped him hard, said farewell forever, and walked away. The man was filled with remorse after losing his girlfriend. As for this woman who had just experienced heartbreak, her heart was shaped like an hourglass. As time passed, her appearance gradually aged, but every time the hourglass reset, she would return to her 18-year-old self. This cycle repeated endlessly, with no end in sight. Suddenly, the once orderly tavern began to mutate. The drunkard's lolling tongue actually stopped the wine stream train loaded with liquor. The newcomer, having witnessed everything, wanted to light another cigarette to pass the time. Unexpectedly, the cigarette in his hand turned into a bug and crawled away. He checked his watch and finally realized that time was passing rapidly. Panicked, he hurried to escape, but accidentally bumped into the woman in red. She immediately hugged him tightly, and the dwarf in her bag took the chance to reach out and steal money. But after rummaging around, he only felt a leaf. Disgusted, the woman pushed the man away. Desperate to get out of this troubled place, the man pushed open the tavern door only to find that spring had already bloomed outside. Just then, the waiter chased him out to demand a tip. The man grabbed a handful of leaves and handed them over.